I get this question a lot. Do I really need grammar when I'm learning English? I love grammar. I'm a grammar geek. But today I am going to give you the truth about grammar. Let's begin by remembering the definition of grammar. Grammar is the set of structural rules governing the composition of clauses and words in a natural language. Complicated, huh? Did you know that a lot of languages have different grammar rules? In English, we say, Alejo plays the guitar, which means we have the subject who does the action, then the verb, which is the action itself, and then the object. But in Japanese, the order is subject, object, verb. Now the question is, do we really need grammar to speak English? Let me clarify that with a simple example. Let's suppose that two guys want to learn how to play the guitar and play a song. One of them got his guitar without strings attached. So he had to put the strings on his guitar and also tune it. The other guy got his guitar complete. At one point, they both learned the same song. So who do you think played it better? The one who went to all the trouble with the incomplete guitar or the guy who got the complete guitar? The answer is, it doesn't matter all the trouble if they played the song great. So yes, the guy who didn't have his guitar complete had to go to all the trouble of tuning the guitar and putting the strings on and everything. So maybe that person at the end is going to have a little bit more knowledge about a guitar. But that doesn't mean that the other guy who got his guitar complete didn't play the song in a perfect condition. Because at the end of the day, what really matters is to play the song. And remember, they both played the song equally. Let's apply that to English. What really matters is to communicate a message and make people understanding your message. So in that particular case, it doesn't matter how you communicate, whether you have mistakes or not. The important part is that the other person that you're talking to understands what you're saying. Let me give you an example.
Hello, my English is so bad. I speak slow. The next year, my English better. All people is ¿cómo se llama? Nice atmosphere. Thank you for my coach, Gringo, and team. Muy buena semana. Muchas gracias. Y see you the next year.
Did you understand that guy? Was the message clear? Of course the guy had poor grammar structures, but at the end of the day, everybody around understood what he was saying. Was his grammar correct? Absolutely not. But did everybody understand the message? Absolutely yes. So that's what we need to do, my friends. We need to go out, don't think about the mistakes you're gonna make, and just speak. Because that's the only way we can achieve good conversation skills. If you wait until you think that everything is perfect and you know all the grammars and the rules and the vocabulary, then you're never gonna speak. Go, talk to native people, talk to your friends. If you make mistakes, that's okay. That's part of the language. Of course grammar is important. Of course we all want to speak in a perfect way in terms of structures. But we cannot stay there just waiting for it to happen. We need to start talking, and as we talk, the structures will come along. This information is very valid, especially if you are a beginner or pre-intermediate student. In that stage, we really don't care about grammar. Maybe about pronunciation, but the most important part is that you communicate. Later, as you go further, we will worry about the pronunciation and we will worry about the grammar structures. Now, there are two ways to learn grammar. Number one, studying all the structures and rules to know where and how apply them. That's pretty much what we do in school. They teach us that the verb comes after the subject and then we have to use the prepositions and stuff. And that is absolutely difficult and very frustrating. And that's why people at the end, they hate grammar and probably they hate English as well. Except if you are me and you love grammar. And number 2, we learned grammar by imitation. And that means listening and listening and listening to native people, to songs, to TV shows, to podcasts, because when you listen and listen and listen, at the end you're gonna recognize patterns. And then you're gonna say like, okay, so they always use that preposition there. Okay, so they always go from the present to the future or the past to the present in that way. Those structures are gonna be stuck in your mind and they will come out when you start speaking. And that's how the grammar comes naturally. For example, if you want to say, oh, a mi papá, yo lo amo a él. You know that you have to say, oh, my dad, I love him. You know that because you've heard that for many, many years. But you don't necessarily know that him is an object pronoun, right? You don't go like, oh, I'm going to use an object pronoun here. Maybe you do if you're a student and you are focused on grammar. But when you come naturally speaking, you don't go saying like, oh, that's an object pronoun, that's a subject. No, you just talk because you heard it before and then you repeat it as a pattern. Check this other example. So, my friend and me went to this party and... my friend and I. What? You said my friend and me went to a party, but you must say my friend and I went to a party. Why? Because that's the way it is. You said my friend and me went to a party. You have the verb went, so you must say my friend and I went to a party. If the sentence stops there, you can say we went to the party, my friend and me, period. But you understand, right? Understood is the past. Why are you doing this? What? Correcting me. You got the idea, aren't you? Actually, it's didn't you? See that? Of course it sounds much better with a perfect grammar structure, but at the end of the day, the other person understands what you're saying. And that's the most important part in terms of speaking, in terms of communication. I've heard a lot of people saying, excuse me, do you know where is the bathroom? And I'm not gonna be like, oh, you cannot go to the bathroom now because you just said it incorrectly. You have to say it in the perfect way so I can tell you what the bathroom is. No, I would just say, it's right in the corner on left, right? But maybe that person that is in the bathroom will continue talking to people and at the end that person will recognize that the perfect grammar structure will be, excuse me, do you know where the bathroom is? That takes time and that takes practice and that takes years because when you listen to people saying that, that will be in your brain for a long, long time. So my true opinion about that is that you don't really need grammar when you're learning English, especially if you are in the beginner or pre-intermediate stage. So my friends, that was my opinion about whether or not you need the grammar. I love grammar, don't get me wrong. You of course need grammar, but that cannot be the main focus on your learning process. Let me read on your comments below what your thoughts are about this matter, and I'll be seeing you later, my friends. Bye-bye.